In 1973, a failed robbery at the Kreditbanken in Stockholm turned into a 6-day standoff, drawing global attention. Hostages, trapped in the bank, began empathizing with their captors, a psychological response later coined as Stockholm Syndrome. Press photographers and police snipers crowded rooftops as the drama unfolded, marking a turning point in how hostage crises were covered by the media. This incident became a landmark in criminal psychology, forever linking Stockholm to the complexities of human behavior in high-stress situations. Annette Kellerman, an Australian swimmer and actress, revolutionized women's swimwear in the early 20th century by advocating for fitted one-piece bathing suits, which challenged the restrictive styles of the time. In 1916, she was arrested for indecency while wearing her innovative swimwear on a Boston beach, sparking widespread debate about societal norms and women's clothing. In 1918, during World War I, war pigeons were vital to the United States Army's communication system, ensuring critical messages reached their destinations across battlefields. Each pigeon carried an identification tag, marking it as an official member of the military. More than 100,000 pigeons were used during the war, with some, like the famous Cher Ami, saving hundreds of lives by delivering messages under fire. In 1991, cosmonaut Sergei Krikalev was in space aboard the Mir space station when the Soviet Union dissolved on December 26th, an event that drastically altered the political landscape on Earth. With both the Baikonur Cosmodrome and the planned landing site now located in the newly independent Kazakhstan, his mission faced significant uncertainty. Originally scheduled for a much shorter stay, Krikalev remained in orbit for a total of 311 days, twice as long as planned due to geopolitical complications. On August 22, 1902, Theodore Roosevelt became the first American president to ride publicly in an automobile, specifically a Columbia Victoria Phaeton, a cutting-edge electric vehicle of its era. This historic moment highlighted Roosevelt's openness to modern technology and his characteristic adventurous spirit. In 1926, a Viking ship excavated from the Oseberg burial site, dating back to 820 AD, was paraded through the streets of Oslo, enchanting onlookers and reigniting interest in Norway's maritime heritage. This well-preserved vessel showcased the sophisticated shipbuilding techniques of the Vikings, emphasizing their seafaring expertise and cultural significance. In 1937, the Cray twins, Ronnie and Reggie, were toddlers growing up in London's East End, a working-class neighborhood marked by crime and social challenges. Unbeknownst to them, their environment would shape their future as two of London's most infamous mob bosses, feared for their violent methods and charismatic influence. In 1944, Seattle housed a remarkable wartime deception, a fake rooftop suburb constructed to hide a busy airplane factory from enemy aerial reconnaissance during World War II. The elaborate camouflage included streets, homes, and even laundry lines, concealing the vital production of military aircraft. In 1945, United States Marines boarded a ship headed for Iwo Jima, a crucial battleground in the Pacific theater of World War II. The island's strategic airfields were vital for supporting Allied operations against Japan, making the campaign a critical turning point in the war. In 1936, the Hindenburg, the largest airship ever constructed, was carefully maneuvered out of its hangar in Friedrichshafen, preparing for its much-anticipated flight to New York. The majestic Zeppelin, a marvel of air travel technology, boasted luxurious accommodations and promised an elegant way to cross the Atlantic. In 1915, an Eskimo family posed in front of their summer home, a testament to their ingenuity in adapting to the harsh Arctic environment. Their dwelling, constructed from local materials like driftwood and animal hides, demonstrated a resourceful approach to seasonal living. In 1947, Stetson Kennedy, a fearless activist, infiltrated the Ku Klux Klan, adopting their infamous garb to gather and expose their secrets. Sharing critical intelligence with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, the Anti-Defamation League, and journalists like Drew Pearson, Kennedy worked to weaken the Klan's influence. In 1936, the famous surrealist artist Salvador Dali stood on the deck of the luxurious steamship Normandy as it docked in New York City, a moment symbolizing the rich exchange of art and culture across the Atlantic. In August 1918, American troops paraded in Russia during the Allied intervention in the Russian Civil War, a chaotic struggle that followed the Bolshevik Revolution. This deployment aimed to bolster the anti-Bolshevik White Army and secure stockpiles of munitions from falling into Bolshevik hands. On October 3, 1862, President Abraham Lincoln met with General George McClellan, commander of the Army of the Potomac, during a pivotal moment in the American Civil War. The Union faced mounting challenges, and Lincoln urged McClellan to adopt more aggressive strategies against Confederate forces. During the 1910s, Agatha Christie worked as a nurse at the Red Cross Hospital in Torquay Town Hall, an experience that deeply influenced her writing career. Surrounded by the realities of World War I, she began crafting her first novel, The Mysterious Affair at Styles, which introduced the world to Hercule Poirot, her iconic detective. In the 1910s, Ishi became known as the last surviving member of the Yahi people, a Native American group from California, devastated by decades of violence and displacement. Found in 1911 near Oroville, he offered anthropologists and the public a rare insight into the traditional Yahi way of life, much of which had vanished due to colonization. In 1925, 2 European tourist women and a local man climbed to the top of one of Egypt's iconic pyramids, witnessing a breathtaking sunset over the ancient landscape. During the 1920s, Egypt became a magnet for international travelers, spurred by the 1922 discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb by Howard Carter, which ignited a global fascination with Egyptology. In 1923, the Cotton Club opened in Harlem, becoming a legendary venue during the Jazz Age. Featuring performances by icons like Duke Ellington and Lena Horne, the club quickly gained fame for its vibrant atmosphere and groundbreaking music. In 1966, the Apollo 1 crew conducted training exercises for a water landing, a vital component of astronaut preparation for the ambitious Apollo program. These exercises aimed to ensure astronauts could safely return to Earth, as the missions required precise re-entry procedures and ocean landings. However, just months later, tragedy struck during a pre-launch test when a cabin fire claimed the lives of Gus Grissom, Ed White, and Roger Chaffee. Around 1880, a young girl in Cambodia played the chapi, a traditional stringed instrument central to Khmer culture. Known for its long neck and resonant body, the chapi was often used in folk music and storytelling, accompanying songs that recounted tales of daily life, love, and history. On August 30, 1922, Turkish artillerymen prepared for the Battle of Dumlupinar, a pivotal clash that concluded the Turkish War of Independence. This decisive confrontation, part of the Big Charge, aimed to repel Greek forces and secure the territorial integrity of what would become the Republic of Turkey. In 1922, the Italian royal family faced a turning point in history as fascism began to reshape Italy's political landscape. This colorized photograph portrays King Victor Emmanuel III, Queen Elena, and their children during a time when the monarchy remained a symbol of national unity. On March 20, 1921, French tanks and soldiers were stationed in Katowice during the Upper Silesian plebiscite, a decisive vote that would determine the region's future amid territorial disputes following World War I. The plebiscite, mandated by the Versailles Treaty, sought to address the conflict between Germany and Poland over control of Upper Silesia, a region valued for its abundant coal and industrial resources. In 1963, in the Oval Office, Caroline Kennedy, daughter of President John Kennedy, and Carrie Kennedy, daughter of Attorney General Robert Kennedy, played beneath the historic Resolute desk.